welcome back to Living the Dream Garage 2.0 on YouTube. We are back on a continuance of the 1960 Ford F100. We had done yesterday. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, coming in, and watching the videos. The last couple videos have really have showed up, and thanks to everybody that subscribed and all the comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, good comments back, whatever. We prefer the better, but anyway, thank you. Thanks to everyone that's subscribing. And today we have the patch that I started. Got it tacked in, but we're going to go ahead and try to get about a half a step ahead. And I got a two pieces. We're going to be drilling. You'll see it. Or cutting just behind this plate. There's like a lip, and it's the owner wants it gone. So we're going to be taking it out. It's not in great shape, and he doesn't need to have it back, so we're going to cut it out. On the other side also, just the same. And then we're going to take you under the truck, and we're going to be putting in some diagonal bars, which will come into they'll make their way into it'll be on the frame rails, and they'll make their way from the main cross member drive shaft loop. They'll come in at an angle which will make a triangle, which will be just what this truck needs due to the fact that it's been notched and has very little or very minimal support. It's been boxed to a point, but when the owner brought it here, it had already been notched and a little bit of boxing around the C-notch itself. But it needs more. It needs a diagonal brace, which we're going to wind up with two coming off the drive shaft loop, which is solid in the truck. But that'll be after this back deal here. But yeah, I want to thank everyone and everyone that's commenting, stopping by, all the good stuff. We thank you. Can't thank you enough, but anyway, we're going to get started and hope you enjoy. Thank you. He wants to clean this line up. And this bed basically has to come off again, but we don't want to have to do it later, so that's what we're doing. what we're looking at, everyone, is basically should be fairly simple. We're going to be going from this part of the cross member drive shaft loop, this 1 5/8". We're going to take 1.5 inches basically, and just we're going to run a diagonal bar to the frame, clean the frame, and then attach it. We're going to have another piece in here setting to. That's where the 1.5 inches is going to land, right there, for an interceptor piece. But yeah, basically just going to kind of look like that, diagonal, and that'll be it as far as that. And we do have to replace a piece here that was left behind, and that'll be pretty much it for right now. There is more to come, more to go. Yeah, that one tube. Somewhere around 36 inches per side, and go from there. It'll have a piece that it'll land to. May take a piece of 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches angle, and clean it and clean the frame and weld it to the frame. Clean all this, weld it into the frame, and then that's what'll it's where the 1.5 inches will land, right there, and that's the game plan, and that's where we're about to head. So here we are, cutting a couple pieces of tubing to tie into the frame rail of the Ford. Yeah, I'm sitting down. I got this machine geared super slow. Just for the fact that it doesn't overpower the blade or anything else. It just works better that way. And anyway, I'm just waiting on that. Yeah. Now, what I want to do, Okay, everyone, what we have is I've got the 1.5 inch tubing for the diagonal cut, and it's cut just a little bit long, but what we're gonna do is, and I've got this tacked into the frame rail. This is what's gonna intercept this diagonal tube. That's where it's gonna land, and basically something like that. But a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on just basically how I got started or whatever, you know, all that. And some of you seen it, some of you haven't, but hopefully you have. And this was one of the tools that I had shown for tubing work. It's really a neat piece, and it works. It does a good job. There's if you look online, you'll see there's 1,002 different ways to cope a bar. You know, there's so many different ways that people do it. And I'm not saying this is the best way, but this is an easy way to get it, and it'll actually hold the outline for what you need to cope. This tool, or this one, comes from Centurial Tools. I don't know exactly where they're at, but they are on Facebook and everywhere else, like all of them. But this one's from Centurial, and I've got this one. This is for 1.5 inch tube. This is 1.5 inch, and I'm actually going into 1 5/8 inch, but I will use the 1.5 inch because that's going to be the tube that I need to land there. And anyway, it's kind of cone shaped. As you can see, it's bigger at the bottom than it is at the top. And what'll happen is you can do it two different ways. You can actually set it on the bar and run it down, and it'll tighten up on the bar once you get the diagram or the outline of the cope of what you need. But the way I do it most of the time, it keeps me from having to fumble around and hit the tube against stuff and accidentally hit stuff. But I take the small end, which is going to go on the tube, and here's the bar that I need to land on. So what'll happen is I actually take this, and you grab it by the plastic, and these things are really hard, and they'll go through and they slide and they stick wherever they stop. But I'll take this thing and I'll just push it, and it kind of just lands around that tube like that. And I don't know if you can see it, but that's how it winds up, and it's the outline of that 1.5 inch tube. And being this tube is just going to be a straight land. It's a straight shot from the crossbar, from the drive shaft loop bar. This thing it'll land anywhere here, so I don't have to worry about where I actually, because it'll always be correct. And now, you know, here it is. This thing, you can see the outline of the 1.5 inch, just like so. Now, if I didn't have enough room or something, and this was where it had to go, and I had something here, I can always go right there. It does not matter. But I did it this side just for you camera's sake, so the camera could see it. And then what happens is we'll take this tube on the bigger side, and I'll take it to where I want to cope it, which is right at the end, which is where it's always going to be, usually. And I'll take my Sharpie, and I'll basically just take and it's nothing fancy. but it works. And it saves me from having to do a bunch of guessing or whatever. And I'll take the other side without sliding it on the tube, and I'll outline the little rods there. And now both sides have been marked. I'll take it. I don't want to destroy it yet. I don't want to cancel it out, so I just leave it for now. And so anyway, if you can see, I don't know, the camera will let you see it, but you'll see the coat. It's a basic coat, 180 degree coat, and that's all there is to it. And this side here, I will coat, I'll mark it and get it set after I get this one, because if I do that one first, then once I coat this side, I'm just gonna pull away. All it's gonna do is pull away from it. So I'll do this side, the back end of it first, or second. But you'll see how these particular, I can cancel it out now or get it ready for the next one. But and all you do to do, get it ready for the next coat is you just push it against something flat and let it go back to even settings there. Nothing to it. But this is what I showed in that video. It's not a big deal, but it is if you do this work. I know a lot of people that use them. And that's actually how I seen it in the guy's shop, and I seen it, I'm like, man, and I got to looking at, I immediately ordered one, and I'm not trying to sell them for Centurial. I don't have anything to do with them, but it's a cool tool. And anyway, that's how that works. I did show it before in a video, but I didn't actually, it wasn't going into to work, but that's how it works, and that's what happens, and it's just that simple. And so we're going to get to coping it and get ready for that. All right, everyone. Well, you see what we've done. We put these diagonal bars, and this truck needs it. For one, it's been C-notched, and there was never any kind of other support put in. And about the best you can put in one is an X brace. Or anything triangulated. So what we've done, this thing has a drive shaft loop, safety loop that goes all the way across, all welded in. And so what we've done, we didn't want to put a X brace in front of it, just due to the fact of running anything to the front, from the front to the back. So what we've done, we figured from this crossbar, part of the drive shaft loop is triangulated. So we took and we cut, and we're welding in 1 5/8 125 thousandths for a catch, an interceptor for this tube to land in. And we've got that accomplished, all but just finished welding. It's kind of late right now, but this bar is in 1.5 inches at 120 thousandths, and both sides, and they are triangulated. and it's going to be plenty strong for this. It just needed something more than what it had, which was nothing. So anyway, we got that accomplished therein, and just need to be finished up. We'll finish them tomorrow. See, we got the pieces cut in the back. Thank everyone for tuning in, coming by, stopping by, checking it out. Tomorrow we'll also, or the next day, whenever, we're going to be tackling the back part of these steps, the instep part, getting some of that out of here. It's the truck that just keeps giving, but that's okay. It's coming along, and yeah, we got this pretty well figured out, and we're on that same step with it. Everything's going okay, and but yeah, thank everyone for stopping by. Thank all the people that subscribe and watching the later videos. I think they're pretty cool, and but hopefully you like them as much as I do, and we appreciate the subscriptions, the likes, the dislikes, the comments, good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter. If it's something that we can change or whatever, we're okay with constructive criticism. And but we do appreciate everybody. And but this is what we got done tonight, which is actually a lot for this time of the day. You know, we got started late, but we went ahead and got it done, and it's coming along. So we're about caught up with the back half of the truck, other than there's one corner over here that we still have to. I'm kind of trying to make that the last thing, just for the reason that it's hard to get to, but it's going to have to happen. So it is what it is. But thank everyone, and we're going to continue on with this truck to tomorrow and possibly Friday. Joe Dirt may be getting some bars come Saturday or Sunday, hopefully. It depends what's happening. But this truck's definitely getting love right now. And yeah, thank you. Everybody have a wonderful night, and the rest of the week, may it be awesome. And good night.